Hey there, I'm Scott Parietti and welcome to Tools for Being. This is the tool for meditation. I talk about meditation quite a lot in my Tools for Being videos, and that's because there are so many powerful benefits to meditation that once you start doing it and get the hang of it, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. For me, meditation has become a non-negotiable part of my day. And it's not one of those things where it's a chore that I have to force myself to do. I love doing it, I feel the benefits of it, and I want the same thing for you. So let's explore the benefits of meditation. Think about stress. What creates stress? Your job? Your partner? Financial worries? No, not really. It's how your brain relates to those things that causes stress. In other words, you are the cause of your own stress. It's been medically proven that stress is very unhealthy for you, and if it goes unchecked, can lead to much more serious conditions like high blood pressure and heart disease. So if it's true that you are the creator of your own stress and dis-ease, then the opposite must also be true. You can uncreate it. And meditation is one very powerful way to do that, because during meditation, you disconnect from the mental triggers that create the stress in your life, which results in peace, ease, and relief in the mind and body. All day long, we tend to bounce from one thought or emotion to the next one. One minute we're angry at the driver in front of us, then happy because we found an awesome pair of shoes on sale, then frustrated because a meeting didn't go well, etc. Now, in addition to this, we have a tendency to let negative emotions linger inside of us for long periods of time, sometimes indefinitely. And often this happens subconsciously, so we aren't even aware that these emotions are getting stuck inside us. This can be extremely draining to your system, and in the long run can cause all sorts of mental and physical problems. The reason for this is because our emotions and our thoughts are not who we really are, and yet we spend the majority of our waking hours in our thoughts and emotions. I often refer to meditation as the handle for the toilet of the brain, which flushes away all the mental and emotional crap from your day, giving your body and mind the opportunity to regularly experience the stillness and peace that is in fact who you really are. And as you practice meditation regularly, it creates a balance between the physical you, which is governed by your thoughts and emotions, and the spiritual you, which is your peace, stillness, and ease. And adding that missing element of peace and stillness into your life will actually soften how you relate to your thoughts and emotions in your daily life, allow you to clear negative belief patterns, and help you to not build up new ones. You are always connected to the source that created you, and as such, you have an inner guidance that's directing you at all times and speaking to you in different ways. Sometimes it's an actual voice you can hear in your head, sometimes it's intuition, sometimes it's a feeling in your heart. This guidance lives in that unchanging calm and stillness that is at the center of who you really are. But mental and emotional chatter makes it almost impossible to hear your guidance, and even when you are able to connect with it, your limited mind or ego tries to convince you that you can't trust it. Meditation cuts through all that noise and allows you to hear and feel your innate guidance and teaches you the difference between the voice of that guidance and the voice of your limited mind. Imagine how different life would be if you knew with absolute certainty that you were always being taken care of and that you had nothing to fear. As meditation teaches you to listen to your inner guidance and obey it more and more, you'll start to see the positive results of that, which will take you further down the path of living your life this way at all times. And as you continue down that path, the natural result will be implicit faith and trust in the universe's ability to guide you and take care of you. Stress, mental chatter, and waves of emotions can block the natural flow of energy that keeps your body and mind in an optimum state. The energy of the universe flows unhindered in a state of unconditional love, peace, and non-judgment. And since you are made of this energy is your natural state of being, the foundation of who you are. It's the source of your health and well-being. So meditation aligns you with that energy, making you feel wonderful, like your true self. When you're in meditation and outside the responsibilities and pressures of life, you get to experience what it feels like to just be in your body. This is something that very few people ever experience, as we live in a society that falsely tells us that the key to happiness is being busy and overscheduled. But if you can learn to go into meditation and feel what it feels like to just be, I guarantee you that this feeling will be unrivaled by what it feels like to be busy and overscheduled. Now, I'm not saying you should trade one for the other. I'm only saying that the feeling that you're reaching for through your daily activities is already inside you. So why not learn to tap into it organically on a regular basis? You have a stillness inside you that is always there. Thoughts and emotions only become a problem because of your attention to them, your reactions to them, your conversations with them. Meditation teaches you how to take your attention off of your thoughts and put your attention on stillness. And practiced enough, you can then do this in everyday life at times when you feel overwhelmed or stressed out. This also helps you to understand that you don't have to believe or engage every thought that comes into your head. Meditation increases the power of law of attraction in your life by moving you out of a state of resistance, which is stress and overthinking, and into a state of allowing, which is that natural state of peace, ease, and flow I keep talking about. You see, when you allow, more things you want can come into your life with less effort on your part. Think of those days when you feel really grumpy and agitated and how everything just goes wrong all day. And then think of those days when you feel great and how everything just sort of flows and falls into place. Well, meditation can help you be proactive in creating more of the latter. I've seen how amazingly this state of allowing has worked and continues to work in my own life. For example, I am better off financially now than I ever was 10 years ago, and yet I also have more free time now than I had back then. This is all a result of attracting through allowing. And as you practice creating this state of allowing through meditation, you'll soon be able to do it when you're not meditating as well. I like to call this the simultaneous state of effort and surrender, which is where you understand how to let the universe help you so that you don't have to do everything yourself. As you develop a sense of a deeper connection with your source through meditation, you'll find that false states of mind such as depression, loneliness, and anxiety will dissipate. Now, why do I call them false states of mind? Because they're not based in the truth of who you really are. They're created by your limited mind, and the limited mind only has the power to create those states when you are disconnected from your source. Meditation builds that connection to your source. And I just want to point out that I use the words source and universe because they work for me. But you should use whatever word or deity works for you. God, Goddess, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, Guru Ram Das, Creator, Shiva, Shakti, Big Dude in the Sky, whatever you want. There are hundreds if not thousands of ways to meditate, but all for the same purpose, to get you in touch with stillness so that you can allow higher thoughts, feelings, and energies to integrate into your mind, your body, and your life. Now, if you're new to meditation, remember, this is a process. You're learning a new skill, and like any new skill, you're not going to master it immediately. So allow yourself to be a beginner and don't give up. If you're not new to meditation, this particular method might be new to you, so just give it a try and see if it resonates. Now, many meditation instructors will tell you that meditation is about stopping your thoughts, but I've found that stopping thoughts is not really possible for me. And so this particular method was born out of the understanding that the job of the brain is to think. And to try to force the brain to not do its job is not realistic and possibly even dangerous. So, rather than trying to get you to stop thinking, my approach instead is for you to learn to focus on the stillness that already exists inside of you. And as you turn the volume up on your stillness, it will automatically turn the volume down on your thoughts because your attention will no longer be on them. What I'm going to do here in this video is explain to you how to meditate in this way rather than lead you through a guided meditation. And the reason I'm doing it this way is because I don't want you to become dependent on my voice or anyone else's but your own. I want your experience of meditation to be one where you can start hearing and feeling your own inner voice talk to you, and that can only be done without any outside distractions. So please just watch and listen to the instructions completely before doing it on your own. The method I'm going to teach you here is extremely simple and can be done by absolutely everyone. But if you try this method and it doesn't feel right for you, I encourage you to investigate other styles that might work better for you, or even create one of your own. But be aware that your ego might try to stop you from meditating, because the ego doesn't exist in stillness. So when you go to stillness, you are shutting down the ego, and the ego will try to sabotage that process. So just be sure to know the difference between the feeling that you're not resonating with a certain type of meditation and the feeling that the ego is trying to get you to not meditate at all. If you are feeling a strong calling to meditate, just keep going and don't let the ego talk you out of it. And just to be clear here, we're not trying to get rid of the ego. You're trying to teach it that it's not in control 100% of the time. Meditation will help you hear and trust your heart, your authentic feelings, and your intuition, and gain the confidence to make your decisions in life from those sources more than from the ego and the limited mind. The first thing you want to do is decide the best way for you to sit. If you're physically able, I recommend sitting on a soft surface like carpet with your legs crossed and your spine tall and straight with minimal arch in your low back. Now, to facilitate this posture, you'll want to elevate your buttocks by sitting on something like a cushion or a firm pillow. If this is not the right posture for you, you can sit in a chair with your feet flat on the floor, you can sit on the couch, you can lean against a wall with your legs stretched out in front of you. Find any position you like, as long as your spine is tall and straight. And try to keep the spine like this throughout the meditation. The tendency is going to be for you to slouch, but I want you to try your best to avoid that. Of course, if you're working with any physical conditions that prevent you from keeping a straight spine, just get as close to a straight spine as your body can, even if that means laying on the floor. You can have your hands any way that feels good for you. I like to place my palms up and open on my knees. You can do that, or you can put the palms down on your knees or on your thighs. You can do prayer position in front of the heart. You can do palms flat on the heart. You can do the wisdom mudra with index finger and thumb touching and wrists resting on the thighs or the knees. You could do one hand on top of the other with thumbs touching and palms resting in the lap. Just do whatever feels right for you. Once you have your sitting position and your hand position, you'll start by just settling in for 5 minutes and taking long, deep, slow breaths in and out through your nose, expanding the belly with each inhale and contracting the belly with each exhale. Make sure you inhale fully until you can't take in any more breath, and then exhale completely, pushing every bit of breath out of your belly and your chest until there's nothing left. And as you do this, just focus and listen to the sound of your breath and get familiar with how it feels to just sit and do nothing and just be. Modern life is set up on a constant stream of information and distractions, and the more we focus on those things, the further away we get from our true sense of self, which is found in stillness. So sitting and doing nothing can seem very strange and unnatural at first, but just stay with it and eventually you'll see that it's a very natural state of being that your body and mind actually thrive on. After you've taken 5 minutes to breathe and get settled in, begin to just breathe as you normally would and start to move your attention off your thoughts and place your attention on stillness. Stillness is already there inside of you. You just have to put your attention on it and strengthen your relationship with it. And eventually, your attention to stillness and the stillness itself will become indistinguishable in the same way that your thoughts and your attention to them have become indistinguishable. And I'm going to explain more about that in the next section. Now, as you meditate, if your attention keeps slipping back over to your thoughts, that's fine. Don't get mad or frustrated. It's a practice. Just keep gently guiding your attention back to stillness. And then you'll just continue like this with your eyes closed for 15 minutes. It's important to understand that you have inside of you what I call a choosing consciousness, which in simpler terms is just your attention. So when a thought or emotion comes up, not only do you have the particular thought or emotion, but you also have this choosing consciousness that is going to decide how to engage or react to the thought or emotion. You may not even be aware that this is happening, but it is almost always. Now, most of the time, it's not possible to choose the thoughts that come into your head, but whether or not you engage with them is absolutely under your conscious control. So what you're doing in this particular style of meditation is learning to take a more proactive role in choosing what you focus on, which in the case of meditation is stillness. And also just know that as you practice bringing your attention back to stillness, over and over again through meditation, you're not just learning to meditate, but you're developing the ability to decide what thoughts, feelings, and emotions you focus on. And that ability can be used anytime you want in any situation you want. The journey to stillness is a feeling process, not a thinking process. So in learning to take your attention off thoughts and put it on stillness, do it with your feelings, with your consciousness, not with your intellect. So as you meditate and focus on stillness, your thoughts may still be happening in the background, but without your attention on them, they won't have any power or effect on you. You may not even be aware of what they're saying. Think of your TV. Sometimes you have it on in the background while you're cooking or cleaning or talking on the phone, and although you can hear it, the words aren't having any emotional impact on you because you're not giving it your attention. Your attention is on something else. My dad is a huge sports fan, and I remember growing up when he was watching a game, I could be in the background going, "Dad, Dad, Dad, Dad," and he wouldn't hear me at all because all of his attention was on the game. Or maybe he was just ignoring me. Although I don't like the idea of there being a goal with meditation, you are going to feel profoundly different when you get connected to stillness. But if you don't get there right away, it's okay. I've been meditating for over 10 years, and there are still some days that I don't get there. No one's keeping score, and there's no finish line, so just keep at it. All you're really looking to do is feel really, really, really good. So getting annoyed with yourself for not feeling good is only taking you further off the path to stillness. My suggestion is to meditate for at least 15 minutes each time you do it. If you can do it once before bed and once in the morning, that would be ideal. But if you can't make that happen, then I recommend doing it right before bed so you're purging the events of the day before you go to sleep. And be sure it's the very last thing you do before going to bed. No texting or internet or TV after meditation. Of course, if you can't do 15 minutes, then just do whatever you can, because something is better than nothing. Now, for those of you who don't have time to meditate, I want to share this little story with you. There was a man, and he went up to the old wise yogi sage up on the cliffs in the Himalayas, and he said to the yogi, "Oh my gosh, yogi, you've got to help me. My life is so stressful. I'm being pulled in a million different directions, and I have so much going on. I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I never get a chance to even stop and enjoy life. It's so crazy. You've got to help me. What should I do?" And the yogi says, "You should meditate for 15 minutes a day." And the man says, "Meditate for 15 minutes a day? Do you know what my schedule's like? Do you know how much I have going on? Do you know how many responsibilities I have? I do not have time to meditate for 15 minutes a day." And the yogi says, "Okay, I understand. In that case, you should meditate for an hour a day." I think you get the point. I sincerely hope you will meditate. And hey, if you want a PDF copy of this whole video, I'll email it to you so you have it right there as a reference as you're learning to meditate. Just email me at the email address at the end of this video. I sincerely hope you find value in what I've shared here today. For more Tools for Being videos, please go to my YouTube channel. And if you have any questions or comments or feedback or anything, please feel free to reach out to me. And until we connect again, be well and keep it light.